Hey guys, this is Stacy from EatTheBite.com, and today I'm making insanely delicious crunchy pork cutlets with a little garlic zucchini pasta on the side. We're going to cube some zucchini, dice a little garlic, pound and season our pork, bread all our pork pieces. We're going to grate some fresh Parmesan cheese, fry our cutlets until they are golden brown and crunchy. We're going to add some angel hair pasta and fresh cheese to our garlic and zucchini, give it a toss. We're going to get that on a plate and garnish with a little basil and lemon. So, let me show you how to make it. We're doing a little prep here first, so we'll start by cubing the zucchini. We're just going to cut it in half like you see here, then cut it into strips, and then into bite-sized cubes from there. And you should be good with about one medium to large zucchini for this. After that, we'll start on the garlic. I usually slice my garlic into thin rounds and then dice it down into smaller bits from there. Now for the pork. I'm using what's called sirloin and pork chops that sometimes come boneless and sometimes come with the bone. I've got 4 chops here, and these came with the bone. So all you have to do is cut around that bone to get our little cutlets. And you can save the remaining pieces for another meal or make a pork stock. I put the bone pieces in one pile and the cutlets in another. Once we cut all that pork, I would also like to take a moment to trim any thicker pieces of fat from around the edges of the pork. A little fat is okay, but we want those larger pieces gone. Since we're going to pound these down, you'll need to cut the larger pieces in half. Even though they don't look that big, once we flatten bread and cook them, they're a pretty good size. Next, we need to pound the pork down to around 1/4 of an inch in thickness, so I covered them with plastic wrap and used my kitchen mallet. If you don't have a mallet, you can use a rolling pin or a frying pan for this. After they're all pounded down, we're going to season those on both sides with salt and pepper. We need a dredging station for this, so I've got my flour ready. You'll also need to beat 4 eggs well. Then we'll set those aside, add a little salt to our flour, mix it together, and I've got my panko breadcrumbs ready to go as well. First, we'll dip the cutlet in the eggs, then transfer to the flour and make sure it's well coated on both sides. We'll just shake off that extra flour. Then we're going to go ahead and dip that in the egg a second time. And lastly, we'll toss it right into the panko breadcrumbs, and you want to make sure we get the cutlet well coated with the panko as well. We're going to repeat the egg, flour, egg, breadcrumb process to coat all the cutlets. I've got the 4 regular size cutlets coated, and there's 4 more that are ready to go as well. Before we start cooking, I'll do one more thing, which is shred some fresh Parmesan Reggiano cheese. You can use regular jarred Parmesan cheese as well, but I had this awesome Reggiano on hand already, so I use that. If you can splurge for the Reggiano, I highly recommend it. I'm using my microplane to get the cheese grated, and if you don't have a microplane, just use the fine side of a box grater. My peanut oil has been heating and it's ready to go, so you want to carefully place the pork in the oil, and then you're going to let those cook for about 4 minutes without touching them until you start to see them getting all golden brown around the edges. Then it's time to turn them and cook them a couple more minutes. If you have a couple of patches that didn't get browned, don't worry about it. You can turn them again and get it covered later. Once the pork is done, we'll transfer to a paper towel lined sheet pan to let them cool. Now I've got my pasta cooking on one burner. It's angel hair, so it's only going to take 6 or 7 minutes to cook. And I'm sauteing my zucchini with some olive oil on medium to high heat in another pan. We'll cook it for a few minutes, add a splash of olive oil, we'll throw the garlic in there, let it get fragrant, and then we're going to mix that together with the zucchini. Once that's well combined and our pasta's ready, we'll transfer the pasta right from the pot into the pan. After we do that, we're going to give that a quick mix. We're going to add our cheese, then about 1.5 ladles of our salted pasta water. Then we're going to give that one final toss, and you're done. I usually throw my pasta in a large mixing bowl that you could use as a serving bowl as well. Hit it with a little more fresh grated cheese. Then we're going to give that one final toss, and then we're going to plate this up. The cutlets are crunchy and so delicious. Then we're going to add a little bit of pasta on the side. If you have some flaky kosher salt, you can sprinkle a little of that on there. Red pepper flakes for a bit of a kick if you like that. Some fresh basil if you so choose. And lemon wedges. I really think you're going to love this cutlet and pasta combo. It is so damn good. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time. So I've tossed some in with the cooking, and now I am gonna put some more on there because you never can have enough cheese. I also have some fresh basil. You can garnish this with basil, parsley, or nothing. It's really up to you.